As the flames burn brighter, so does the anticipation for deck specs. Welcome back to Deck Specs, everyone. This time, we've got Battlin boxers with the fiery spirit of Elite infused into this deck. I had a lot of inspiration behind it. So with that in mind, let's get on with the deck specs. Starting with the monsters in the main deck. First up, 3 copies of Battlin Boxer Uppercutter. Sort of the deck's Stratos. Three copies of Battlin Boxer Promoter, which can be special summoned if you control another Battlin Boxer. Well, rather if your opponent controls a monster. Sort of a no-cost Cyber Dragon, I guess. 3 copies Battlin Boxer Shadow. Ooh, sneaky card there. Detach material to summon this guy. That sneaky little card was one of the 3 copies of Battlin Boxer Chief Second. Basically gives you the extra normal summon with this archetype. Three copies of Battlin Boxer Switch Hitter, which can special summon a guy from the graveyard. Three copies of Battlin Boxer Headgeared, which is the deck's Foolish Burial. Three copies of Battlin Boxer Counterpunch, the deck's little Honest of sorts. Three copies of Battlin Boxer Big Bondage, the deck's Level Adjuster. It's not a Varian deck without a copy of Rank Up Magic Varian's Force. Seem to have a spare one of these floating around. Next, since I couldn't really figure out how to put it in my Salamangrates, 3 copies of Salamangrate Charge. Since the deck is Xyz based, it fits. 3 copies of Battlin Boxer Spirits. Basically, mill the top card of your deck, then you can revive a Battlin Boxer in defense. And yes, it's once per turn. And, given Alito's gimmick, he likes to run a lot of counter traps. First up, 3 copies of Jolt Counter, which can negate a spell or trap effect if you control a Battlin Boxer, and yeah, it's a battle phase card. So, think of it as a magic jam or a trap jammer in there. Next, 3 copies of Last Counter, which is sort of a negated, which can first, if an attack is declared involving a Battlin Boxer of yours and an opponent's monster, you can negate the attack, send your monster to the grave, then another Battlin Boxer control an attack mode, if you're the one to declare the attack, will gain attack equal to the original attack of that opponent's monster. Then you proceed to damage calc using those monsters instead. Then you'll have to take damage equal to the attack gained from the effect. So a bit of a double-edged sword. Last for the main deck, 3 copies of Battlin Boxing Cross Counter. Again, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can destroy a Battlin Boxer or a number monster you control, and if you do, negate that activation, and if you do that, destroy that monster. Then, you can apply this effect. Special summon a Battlin Boxer Xyz monster from the extra deck with a different name as the first monster. And if successful, you can attach this card to it as material. So basically a free grab into the reserves bit. Now for the extra deck. First up, Battlin Boxer King Dempsey. Effectively, searches on summon. and by detaching a material of a monster you control, it renders your Battlin boxers untargetable for the turn. Yeah. One copy of Chaos number 79, Battlin Boxer General Kaiser. Like the classic Nova Kaiser, it gets a 200-point power boost for every material it has. Then what's it earn when your opponent would summon a monster? You can attach 2 materials from this guy, and if you do, negate that summon and destroy that monster's. Plus, if it has Nova Kaiser's material, it gets an additional effect. When an attack is declared involving your Battlin Boxer monster and an opponent's monster, you can send a Battlin Boxer from your hand or deck to the grave and attach that opposing monster to this guy as material. Yeah, monster stealing. This deck has a lot of tricks up its sleeve. Next, 3 copies of the original Nova Kaiser. Unlike his Chaos evolution, he only gets 100 attack for each material, but that's still pretty impressive. Once a turn during the main phase, you can attach a Battlin Boxer from your hand or grave to him as material. Go to recycle your used materials. And when it's destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to the grave while it has material, you can target level 4 lower Battlin Boxer monsters in the grave up to the number of materials he had and revive them. And yes, I run this guy at 3. But you notice the interesting sleeves I chose for this deck, really capturing that variant passion. Next, we have a singular copy of Battlin Boxer Star Cestus, number 105. For him, once a chain during the battle step, if your Battlin Boxer monster battles an opponent's monster, you can attach a material from them, negate the effects of that monster while it's on the field. Well, while it's face up till the end of that turn. And of course, that monster you control, likely Star Cestus himself, can't be destroyed by that bottle. Also, your opponent's going to take any damage you would take. And I don't just have Star Cestus, I also pack Comet Cestus. If this guy destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sent to the grave, basically you get a bit of a Flame Wingman-esque effect, but only half the destroyed monster's original attack. And if it has Star Cestus as material, it gets an additional effect. Once a turn, you can detach material from him, target a monster on controls, destroy it, and if you destroy a face-up monster, it burns the opponent for the attack that monster had in play. Yeah, definitely a lot of burn damage in that one. Next up, we got a 3-pack of Battlin Boxer Lead Yoke. If a Battlin Boxer monster you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just attach a material from him instead. And every time he loses a material, he becomes 800 points stronger. Last Exceeds monster of the extra deck is Battlin Boxer Cheat Commissioner, which I only run at 1. Basically forces your opponent's monsters to attack if able. And while you control another Battlin Boxer monster, they can't target him for attacks. Also, when an attack is declared involving another Battlin Boxer monster you control, you can attach 2 materials from him, look at your opponent's hand, then set 1 card from their hand to your field. Who puts the cheat back in Cheat Commissioner? And as the finishing touch, welcoming Infinitrack Fortress Megaclops finally to a deck. Given his link requirements, he fits in nicely. He's basically unaffected by monsters' effects except those of Exceeds monsters. He can't be destroyed in battle except when Exceeds monster, and for his effects, you can target Exceeds monster in your grave and 1 card your own controls. Special summon that monster from your grave, and if you do, attach the opponent's card to it as material. Really helps out when combo with General Kaiser. Also, for the rest of the turn, any damage your opponent takes is halved. Slight drawback, but powerful monster at 4K nonetheless. And yes, that effect is a once per turn. Yep, I did go all out when designing and devising this one. Hopefully I did Alito proud. And I'll catch you guys next time on Deck Specs.